It's the Texas weather discussion video for Friday the 15th of December. I'm Donovan Neal. Remains pretty cool today. Weather for the weekend remains generally nice and pleasant, but could we see our first rain chances for a long while during Saturday overnight hours on Saturday? Let's take a look at the water vapor satellite view. We still have troughing in the northeast. We have another shortwave trough that's developing in West Texas which will create rain chances for our area for Saturday during the overnight hours. And it's another cold morning. Arlington 37, DFW 41, mostly in the 30s and potentially 20s in most spots. Across the nation, the coldest air remains in the northeast, where they're in the teens or even in the negatives in some places. But down here, we should remain pretty cool with highs in the mid-50s today. Quiet on the watch warning map this morning, and quiet on the convective outlooks. Much of the country remains in a cold, stable air mass. Here's the average rain for the next 7 days. Of course, much of the rain stays in the Pacific Northwest and Louisiana and Mississippi. Down here, we could see something pop a touch on Saturday overnight, but not much rain is expected from that shortwave trough. That's from that disturbance that's coming through our area. Much of the rain stays to the southeast. So let's go to the GFS. This is the 06Z run, valid today at noon. Obviously, you can see the troughing in the Great Lakes. Down here, we remain pretty nice and dry. Again, we project a high in the mid to upper 50s today. Saturday, most of the day stays dry. Again, we warm to the low 60s on Saturday. And this is Sunday morning, early Sunday morning at around midnight. You can see a surface front develops in our area that could set off a few scattered showers and perhaps some scattered storms in some places. Let's check the high-res NAM. This is valid at midnight on Sunday. You can see a big mass of showers and storms makes its way through our area, which is good because we need any type of rain that we can get at this point. But understand that this is not an actual representation of what the radar will look like. Again, a lot of things can and will change during this 24-hour time period. And for the rest of Sunday, we remain dry. And Monday of next week also looks very sunny. Again, we start the day in the low 40s. We end up in the mid 60s. Same thing on Tuesday, and same thing on Wednesday. Again, we start the day in the mid 40s. We end up in the mid 60s. Thursday, again, we remain pretty quiet and dry with highs in the low 70s. And a week from today, Friday the 22nd, we have troughing in the west states down here. Down below that, the strongest front of the season arrives on Friday, which could create some wintry weather issues that we've been talking about for quite some time, and could also create much cooler temperatures. We start the day in the upper 20s on Friday, and then we only end up in the mid 50s, in the low 50s on Friday. Again, we could see a few scattered showers from that front, but let's just keep going here. This is Saturday, December 23rd at noon. And you can see that wintry precipitation / rain is making its way through our area at this time. But we do note that this is still nothing but absolute voodoo at this point. A lot of things can and will change. This is not a specific forecast by any means, because if you go to the European model, this shows that nothing for North Texas or any of the the deep south region. The European basically says we remain dry for this time period. So again, nothing but voodoo at this point. And once we get closer to this event, once we get closer to this potential event, we enter nothing but model madness. And again, like we keep saying, we will have our first real look of what Christmas Day will actually look like on Monday. And let's just go to the accumulated snowfall model, and you can see about 11 or 12 in the model of the 20 members of the GFS ensemble says that we could see some snow accumulation at or around Christmas Day. And we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see on Monday. Again, not a specific forecast, but this is just a look. But one thing that we are confident about is the temperatures, that as the rapid cool down that we see on Friday of next week. Again, we drop to the 40s in most spots on Friday, and then we basically stick with 40s and 50s as we ride out the end of 2017. But for the next week, but Friday through Thursday, we remain seasonably warm with highs in the mid to upper 60s. That's it for the Texas weather discussion video for today. I'll have more notes in the blog. My next video here should be posted at around 7 a.m. on Monday morning. If you can, catch your local TV stations on the air at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend, and Godspeed.